What idea, mate?
I'll be right. I'll just...
Yeah. I had Oscar pacing on the scissor lift yesterday.
Oh, not the scissor lift.
No. Could have had the week before that. He was still at, so it was perfect. I did Danny City versus Hume City. Oh, I don't know.
Sarah Cosworth.
Yeah. Odd you. Yeah. I didn't even really understand.
No, you're right, Cosworth. The only reason some of maybe making it feel like you need to put it
Yeah, fair enough.
He's a point hook here, thank you. I did the first years of Summer Sevens. We did a promo video. And the promo video was us basically randomly recording Summer Sevens. What players did know us joined on the team. So, yeah. Do you find that?
How old was it? What's going on with Heidelberg cameras?
Yeah, pretty much. So just professionally retired.
Are you some organisation or boxing?
No, I haven't. with the lifeguard. Watching it. I just can't believe how much they've changed. Like, the massive turnaround. It's not just the results of it. That's all. Those you, even if you can see it all well. Yeah. They do. Did I ever tell you a story of George Buckley's and Scott Payne when they got back to sea? And kind of off going into my order? You know what he used to call that? He was sitting there. He'd rather play in reserve. When they're sitting on the senior bench, he would come in. So his preference was to simply play rather than just on the bench nothing. Which is fair enough if you don't play.
But if you're a coach, it's not really hard. It happens all the time. Players can play the games and then going to the team.
Look at them now. They still do it. One of the reasons why. What's wrong with them? Where's the place?
What's the name? Yeah. They could easily put their tripod here, couldn't they?
Maybe. Would it stay? I'm not sure.
I've seen tripods up here before.
Yeah.
Victory's done it, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Levy was always asking for work to maybe on it. At least put in the puddle behind us. It would stay there.
Yeah, that's it. Alright. Yeah, we had a pretty dry season for this place.
Also, had a day from the game where it's rained and been extremely windy, then that would have been.
Well, you were at Danny City last Friday?
Which game was that?
So not yes.
I did last night.
Yeah, but not a week before that.
Did they play like the week before? Was it Give City? That's the game I did.
Actually,
I think
yeah.
it was.
Because I was at Preston that night. Along the gale. Like, technically you're on the cover of Preston. It didn't matter because the rain was coming sideways.
That's right. I was at Essendon Rules that night.
They got a balcony in front of us.
Yeah. I was in the scaffold at so I look out for the old winds. Rain.
Favourite memories. Back before we packed out the film go through the slide on the roof of the club out. From the school.
Oh goodness, yeah, I've done that route too. But on a wet day when you're broken to sleep, you get
spread your legs, push onto either side if you like the graders and just...
Oh yeah. It's funny that I had to be someone losing their life to like
completely. Yeah. I'm really like taking it just for work, you know, like gymnastics. Probably not have to practice that.
So I used to question it too though.
Yeah.
Still got something last night. Operating civil works without a water. I mean, that's what happened.
I don't think I know about that stuff, to be honest.
Nah, that's what I mean. I don't have to do it. Really, some of those silly things and they're not on that high. It's the roofs. I used to pull the other roof back in the day.
It is the Lions roof?
Yeah, been on that roof. That roof's actually alright.
Yeah.
It's actually got the ladder to get up there too. And it's quite huge. Bentley Green's roof.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's nuts. It's going to be a terrible venue to be at today. In terms of, like, even Avondale when it's their home ground and the boys are seeking through stuff old. Obviously, last week, Hume City versus Manningham had issues with the
Pretty high, not coming.
Well, actually, it's 6-1 now. 9-3 minute.
Colder than south.
That's really nice. Where are they playing?
Hey?
Oh, they're going to play. I always thought they were playing. They're playing City versus Morgan City. Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't done some of the kind of games yet.
Oh, I've got them in the way. I remember.
Oh, them in the way. It's a good old 5-4 Manningham Blues. Yeah. Probably Manningham always here. Been good enough. Sure, ain't it?
No, that win last night will make them send.
It doesn't technically send Moreland City down, but today, if Moreland City don't get 3 points there, they're done.
Officially last.
Officially.
They had a chance like FP and F3.5 this week. Like, have you actually set them in quite well?
It's a disaster, isn't it?
Yeah. I've said them the question before. It's like, just got the standing for the type response of fighting for a 5-10, but well, not much. But we're reaching the point now where I actually think that I've got the type response if I go.
Imagine they do like a compromise and they just make the NPL have 16 teams next year. Or they just keep to 1 team going down and 3 going up. Yeah. NPL costs us $10 budget wise. What, 15 home games? An extra 2 teams.
I might call that one extra revenue opportunity from poker.
Yeah. Well, you still championship does. You could have more midweek games to make the season
Same length.
same length.
Yeah, that's one of the licenses over there. You control your own break. So that's
Do you remember when the NPL used to do those midweek games? Back when it first started?
vaguely.
I remember doing a Asphodel Candy Thunder midweek games. It was designed, it was intentional to have those midweek games. They weren't catch-ups. And they seem to do well back then. It's been the NPL.
Well, you do them at the start of the season and the end of the season, and it's avoiding the dog days of winter.
Yeah.
So, like, you do the midweek when it's still sunny, everybody's still enthusiastic, and then you do some midweek games towards the end of the season where the weather's beginning to get a little bit better. There's promotion races, there's relegation races, there's finals races to get people excited. And then you just do the once a week during this
Well, in all that, what was about to say in terms of a good change? The 20s being knocked to just Mondays. We need to get rid of those days because that's really needs to. Is there an elevator? Yeah. Never worked. I think it's a bit of a green light for too. It's pretty much less.
You might not line up there. Is that your video or is that emerging?
That's emerging, Joey. I'd like to be able to say I could move it for you. I'm not too sure. Santi's going to be thinking, Sven, you're a really good bloke for moving it. But I'm not comparing the two. I'll just say, it's
Want to go on now? Yeah, put on, yeah.
Welcome, one and all, to round 19 of the NPL Women's Victoria season from the home of the Matildas in Bundoora for what is quite possibly the shortest road trip, certainly in the NPL Women's Victoria, possibly even in Victorian football, as Heidelberg, Olympic Village, it's about 5 minutes drive away. They have made the trip up to take on FV Emerging in what is, well, it feels like I'm saying that every game of the NPL Women's Victoria season at the moment, but it truly is a big game in the context of the broader season. Heidelberg United coming into this game in 4th position, the last spot in the playoffs, trying to keep South Melbourne at bay, locking horns with an FV Emerging side that midweek bloodied the nose of the Essendon Royals, taking out a 3-1 win here at the home of the Matildas. And not only that, it wasn't too long ago that this side of Coach Santi Escudero was beating Preston 4-2 at this ground. So Heidelberg United chasing finals football against a young FV Emerging program that has enjoyed throwing a spanner in the works of multiple sides' finals aspirations already. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us today on the NPL Victoria YouTube pages, whether you happen to be in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or indeed anywhere around the world. As you might be able to tell, rather sodden conditions here on the back pitch of the home of the Matildas, the main pitch, which you might be able to catch in the background Set for a lot of action in the coming weeks. Australia Cup, Doherty Cup and Nike FC Cup finals all set to be staged here at the home of Football Victoria. So we are on the back pitch this afternoon, the cemetery pitch, as I like to call it, with the cemetery behind our broadcasting position, albeit it's not really a name that's catching on, but throughout the fine history of sports, it's often the unwanted nicknames that tend to be the most long-lasting. So we'll see if we can get that one to stick around as the two teams getting prepared to get us underway here. FV Emergent, the hosts, wearing their all-blue strips, will be kicking from left to right of your screen in this opening stanza. Heidelberg United wearing their yellow and black, kicking from right to left. For the hosts, they'll have Chloe McKenzie in goal, and then in front of her, Annabelle Yates, Jade Tam, Eva Goodsmith, the skipper, Eva Kokitos, Karina Rossi, Poppy O'Keefe, Fiona Iaria, Gracie Clarkson, Clancy Westerway and Isabella Accardo. Karina Rossi missed the midweek game against the Royals after a red card suspension in last week's game, which coincidentally was also against the Essendon Royals. 2-game series between those belligerents across the past 7 days, splitting it at 1 apiece. But Emerging's leading scorer back in the side today and applying a bit of pressure here and forcing the Heidelberg keeper Mia Bailey to just go long. Setting it out, we'll stick with play here as Kelly Lockhart's going to slide something through for Sarah O'Donoghue. Mackenzie getting out to claim the ball at the top of her end penalty area for the Burgers. Bailey in goal, Cameron Barrero in front of her, Sarah O'Donoghue, Catherine Vlahopoulos, Kelly Lockhart, Aska Miata, Liv Edwards, Madison Rakic, Sienna Weston as well, a chip and an early strike and an early goal for the Burgers. Mami Ambo just getting to the top of the box, trying to do the introductions, hadn't even read her name off the team sheet yet, and Mami Ambo, well, back at the team sheet, she's on the score sheet. An early blow struck for Heidelberg United in the form of Mami Ambo, the mid-season addition from Calder United. Second goal in Heidelberg colours for the 23-year-olds, and there's some people possibly even filing into the ground still. The Burgers take a 1-0 lead. So yeah, Mami Ambo here, as is Alana Janchevsky, to finish out reading out the Burgers team sheet. So the perfect start for coach Sven Semild's side. South Melbourne in action against Calder today out at Keilor Park Recreation Reserve. That game might not have even kicked off yet, and already their rivals, Heidelberg United, have taken the lead here. There's Barrero getting on the ball and sending it across to Liv Edwards. Weston sending a ball down the flank for Rakic to chase. Unable to do so, so Emerging. Well, the early blow, silver lining perhaps being that they will have plenty of time to go in search of an equaliser. I'll have to pull up the replay to get the official timing of that goal. There's Heidelberg going in search of a second in quick succession. Aska Miata back off. Rakic, well, she's being forced to retreat, and then attempts to send the ball to Liv Edwards, deflected away. The Burgers retaining possession. At least momentarily. The combination play in the middle of the park. Vlahopoulos across to Janchevsky. Looking for Lockhart. Giving chase, but Mackenzie coming out to claim. But Lockhart just putting her body there into Annabelle Yates. She tries to lock the ball back in. No doing. Goal kick for FV Emerging. Sent long, just a glancing header from Kokotis. Referee Daphne Ganaris spying something she doesn't like. Well, indeed, spying that the ball had gone out. Lockhart giving the ball back to FE emerging, throwing. Valero's header. Yeah, it's his header as well. Vlahopoulos attempting to turn. Couldn't do so. FE emerging, forced to put the ball out though under this pressure from the Burgers. Starting with intent is Heidelberg United. Lockhart getting another throw in from Barrero. Can't follow up. Miata. Miata. Two players closing her down. The lasso. Kokotis putting the ball out. Kokotis on the score sheet midweek against Essendon. 4 goals in 10 appearances in 2024 for this FE emerging senior side. Barrero, the West Australian, getting us restarted here. And setting it all the way back to Mia Bailey. Pressing from Rossi, pressing as well from Clancy Westaway. The latter's attempts though a bit too enthusiastic, giving away the free kick. Assistants today for Daphne Ganaris, Zachariah Abdal and Solomon Gardner. Matthew Amordio is the 4th official. That ball sent in the Ambo direction. Tam's challenge, setting it out for a throw-in. Janchevski, bit of juggling to herself, turning and sliding a pass through for Killy Lockhart, who's forced wide. Will it matter? Yes, it will. Effort just slowly rolling across the face of goal. One of those efforts in which time seemingly slows down as everyone tries to determine its trajectory. For those of an FE emerging persuasion, its trajectory was a favourable one. Goal kick. Ball bounces off the top of Oscar Miata's head. So emerging can hasten themselves a throw-in. To be taken by Annabelle Yates inside Burger territory. Only as far as Barrero. Kokotis claiming it for FE emerging. Looking up, trying to find options. Forced to go backwards to Goodsmith. Her pass picked out. Now potentially something in transition for the Burgers. Vlahopoulos crunched. Tries to go and get the second attempt. Kept accompanied by Accardo. Comes out onto the right flank. Mackey trying to get something going, find an angle, forced out instead. Throw-in goes to Ambo. Lockhart's header, skied. A lot of bodies around the ball in the middle of the park, trying to fashion something, either an open look or a clearance. Janchevski, multiple players around her. She does well, tried to dink it forward for Vlahopoulos. Deflected away, Goodsmith. Sends it out onto the right. Kokotis rides one challenge. Janchevski nips in. Again trying to slide it through. O'Donoghue is through. She's round the keeper. Goes down. Waved away. Sven smelled furious in the Burger dugout. Wanted the penalty. Didn't get it. Miata as well to dance around one challenge. So the Burgers going up a goal early, having a penalty shout turned down, threatening to get in behind this emerging defence. But on this occasion, the flag will deny them. Word from Matthew Amodio as Sven Smelt asks for an explanation about why there was no penalty. No contact. Won't quote him exactly, but that's the gist of it. Bit of time now for Isabella Ocado. She sends it out to Tam on the left. West away, spurring the ball forward. And now this is a decent ball into the middle of the penalty area, but before Rossi can get out to claim it, Nia Bailey does so. There's space here for Barrero on the left. Kokotis was getting herself into fifth gear to try to get back. Janczewski's ball is going to get picked out. Rossi laying it off for Poppy O'Keefe. The Goodsmith, she's closed down by multiple burgers, kept play moving. She's doing well to just ensure they keep possession. Goodsmith, crossfield ball intended for Kokotis. Only for the flag to be raised.
Get the ball, Poppy, get the ball.
Rain has eased off a tad here in Bundoora. Was coming down rather heavily during the under-20s game that preceded this one. Clearing up a bit now as Janczewski will win her side a free kick inside emerging territory. Facing off against her former side today, Alana Janczewski spent time with this NTC program. In fact, holds the record for the most goals scored in one game for emerging, 4, back in a 6-0 win over Southern United in 2018. That delivery won't find a way through the defence. Tidy in possession, emerging as they try to spring Westaway in behinds, but too much weight on the ball, Bailey claims. Edwards drives something in. O'Keefe picked it out, but the Burgers taking it straight back. Lockhart winning a free kick. No advantage to be taken from her ball inside. And now she's supposed to be perhaps a bit of pain, Lockhart. That right ankle maybe, not putting it on the turf. Heidelberg missing a few players already. Lost the number during the mid-season transfer window and a few other injuries, most notably Steph Galea remains out with a calf injury. Missed last week's 2-1 win over Box Hill as well. The area keeps play moving forward to Westaway. She has a pocket picked by Miata, and in her attempts to return the favour, gives away a free kick. High ball sent in, Vlahopoulos. Probably not the player you want getting on the end of those long high balls into the box. Couldn't get a head on it. Now this ball attempting to dink it over the top for Miata was O'Donoghue. Probably pretty good idea, just the execution not quite where it needed to be. Kokotis laying it off for Yates. Had to go back and get it. Able to get closed down by Lockhart, who forced her central. Goodsmith kept play moving under pressure from Miata. Jake Tam. Emerging, coming under a lot of pressure there in Vlahopoulos and Ambo. Ambo get the ball, but her pass wayward.
Tracy. Any closer.
Throw in and out, resulting in a Heidelberg ball. Janczewski turning it around the corner for Miato. Good work from Clancy Westway to get a body on her quickly. Rossi laying it off. That means they'll be really in an advanced position to get on the end of that one, albeit the defensive header goes straight to emerging. But Heidelberg doing a good job in these early stages of quickly applying pressure and forcing turnovers. Ambo cutting the ball back inside, looking for Lockhart at the back post. Had to go back and get it. Recovers her own header, laying it off for Barrero. Ball to the top of the box, knocked away only as far as Miata. Poking it away from Kokotis. Edwards getting her body in the road, clearing it away. Annabelle Yates right in front of the fourth official's dugout with the throw in. Barrero knees it away. Niata got to it in front of Clancy Westaway. And the Burgers will get reset along their back four. O'Donoghue shaking off the challenge to get it to Miata. Pass took a deflection. Janczewski went and chased it down. Her flick on, blocked away. And it will be a free kick to emerging just inside their own half of this pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. Janczewski goes down as she collides with Rossi, laying it off for Edwards. Burgers want a free kick. They're not going to get one. Annabelle Yates, ball in her hands. Looking for Rossi, working against Edwards. Does well to lay it back off to her teammate. That's where it's going to break down. Deflects off Vlahopoulos' boot. Lockhart stealing a march, advancing into the penalty areas. Keely Lockhart looking to make it 2, looking to cut it back maybe. Will do neither. Runs into the sliding challenge of Chloe McKenzie. And she'll have to settle for a corner. So Aska Miata across the take. Vlahopoulos providing the short option. 6-yard box devoid of Heidelberg shorts. They're all assembled further out. Then the runs come towards the back post. Making the darting run forward, but denied. Janczewski going to turn it around the corner, just swinging that left boot at it. Sending it out over the netting, in fact, collecting the back of the scoreboard by the main pitch. Sienna Weston arriving at the back post there on the corner, but unable to bundle what would have been her second goal of the season into the back of the net. Not the best of goal kicks. It's going to head straight into touch and give the ball back to the visitors. Rakic's throw sails high. Tam trying to come away with it. With Ambo in the vicinity, she inadvertently carries it out. Vlahopoulos, her attempt to turn it central leads to naught. So, ball locked in on that far side from our broadcast position in these last few exchanges. Ambo's header. Found territory, but not a teammate. A few giving chase to try to rectify that, but not before the clearance. Ball up for grabs. Barrero making the claim and laying it off for Rakic. Well, that was the intention, but just getting away from the right back. He's going to have to hustle back now as that throw-in's been taken quickly for Rossi. She's shaken off Rakic, trying to work against Weston. Sienna Weston does well. The South Australian. Just using a bigger frame, probably bigger certainly than pretty much every member of the emerging squad, maybe other than Rossi. But using it well to marshal the ball out for a goal kick. Isabella Accardo to take this free kick. She sends it back to Gracie Clarkson, who showed a bit of fancy footwork to escape Catherine Vlahopoulos' attention. Bobby O'Keefe gets the pass off to Annabelle Yates. Attempted the return pass, didn't come off. Missed away though, ensuring that emerging retained possession. Yates now getting to the byline, lofting the ball in, but the loft was accompanied by a slice. And it will just drift over the top of Mia Bailey's goal and out for a goal kick.
No hold, timing, but have a look here. See what's alone. And travel with the ball.
Heidelberg players in their dugout, on their subs bench, just returning from a warm-up. The emerging players have done to be the same. Don't imagine we're seeing a sub anytime soon, but the outfielders available for emerging. They've got Amelia Ingles, Amelia Tartaglia, Theodora Juric, Samara Rachapi, and Lara Aitken. Heidelberg's outfield options: Daniela Galuccio, Eva Bitsios, Isabella Trubiano, Marika Chua, and Viva Goddard, new signing. Able to join at this point of the campaign, under 20 years old. Kiwi. Former under-17 youth international for the Ferns. Coming over from Auckland. So the Burgers needing some reinforcements, having a visa slot available, able to bring her in. Now Jancheski. Is that a no-look pass from Jancheski? Certainly had an air of it. She tried to just spring the ball in behind, didn't come off. O'Donoghue winning it back off Yates, playing it centre for Jancheski. Early ball for Ambo, she's got one, she won't have a second. Vlahopoulos though. The attempted dink over the top and into the top corner of the net, just not coming off. Clarkson coming under pressure, and as their pass go out, O'Donoghue to Barrero, her pass just not coming off, but Asuka Miata, her challenge going to Lockhart, forcing a strong save from Mackenzie onto the crossbar, came up on her, forced to just push it up onto the crossbar and it will go out for a corner. So second corner of the game for the Burgers. Whipped in towards the near post. Yates clears it away. O'Donoghue claims it back for the visitors. Low ball driven in, but McKenzie judges the flight and collects it at just about thigh height. Cortes, coming under pressure from Barrero, did well to get it to a teammate. And a miscommunication between Westaway and Rossi. Weston keeping along the turf to Janchevsky. Yet are unable to keep it in. Rossi, challenged by Rakic, shakes the challenge well though. Only for the right back to recover, equally as well. O'Keefe kicking it over the top for Yates. It was closed down by O'Donoghue, but shook off the challenge and then danced around her very well. Cortes' ball into the top of the box. Rakic clears it away. Vlahopoulos around the corner, but to nobody really in particular. Jay Tam can carry the ball forward. Send it out to Yaria on the left. Back to the top of the box. Then the sliding challenge. Westaway can maybe have another go, laying it off. Goodsmith from downtown, but putting the ball over the crossbar. Emerging down a goal early. Maybe signs. They are beginning to find their rhythm.
Second, Francis, Poppy.
It's been an improved season from FV Emerging. They got 6 wins on the campaign, 2 more than they managed in 2023. They've already got 1 more goal than their 33 from last season, entering today with 34 to their note.
Step, come on, feet, let's go.
That effort goes straight at Mia Bailey. Conceded 49 goals in 2023. Disaster would have to strike for them to not improve on that as well. And indeed, if they were to pull out the win today and get 7 on the season, that would join with their equal second most in a single season in this NPLW era. Done it 3 times previously. Best season, of course, coming back in 2022 when Helen Winterburn led them to 10 wins and a finals appearance. So that long-range effort. Shot half ball into the path of Keely Lockhart will sail out for a goal kick. He's setting the ball long. Eventually a skipper, Goodsmith coming up with it. That's a good ball in behind. The chase is on, a chase won by Bailey, coming in the opposite direction. Jay Tam winning the ball against Mami Ambo. An attempt to just spring her teammate into space. Fiorina Yaria on that left-hand side. And instead finds the touchline. Fortunately for Emerging, however, they won't be without the ball for too long. Vlahopoulos' attempt to send it around the corner for Mamiambo, going straight out. Rossi, not the healthy shove in the back, but with one within the limits of the rules. 22 referee Stephanie Ganaris. It's a contact sport after all. Edwards, high ball forward. Lockhart will give chase. There's Yates for company. Lockhart carrying the ball back inside. Past a few, and then she's going to shoot from well out. And relatively simple for Mackenzie in the end, albeit she did have to judge the dipping ball. As Accardo sends it out to Tam. Cortes, who's gone out to the left flank, sees the ball cleared away from her by O'Donoghue, but via a challenge that did run afoul of the laws of the game. Santi Escudero just giving some instructions to Annabelle Yates. Near our broadcast position as Emergent take the free kick. Doesn't lead to much, albeit they'll have it back here now. Looking for the crossfield ball. Yaria trying to win it back off Barrero, can't. Long ball forward. Gracie Clarkson getting it to Yates. Played off by Rossi. Yaria. Around the corner for Rossi, sliding challenge from Edwards. Had to be good in that position, and then, well, Bailey coming out like a steam train. Got a touch on it. And it'll be an FV emerging corner. Ball swung in. Well, it was met by the run of Isabella Riccardo. Just unable to redirect it on target, though. Always is a challenge for FV Emerging in these set-piece moments. It's a young side by design. And that invariably means, with these younger bodies, not too many options when it comes to tall timber for set pieces. Have to be clever with it and pinpoint with delivery. And Chesky got the second ball and knocked it forward. Nobody able to run onto it. Cortes winning a throw-in just inside Heidelberg's side of the pitch. Laying it off for Tam. Just got the weighting wrong as it cleared away. Emerging, getting it back. Lockhart. Dispossessed by Goodsmith. Appeals for an offside on Cortes. The assistant now raises the flag when she gets into possession. Can lead to a few heart and mouths moments. These new rules surrounding officials just keeping the flag down until they absolutely have to. Oliver, though, as it turns out, little worried about, and they'll get us started here through the form of Bailey. Ball inside. Not the best. As Rossi got across to provide some pressure, only for her to be dispossessed there on the aftermath. Barrero back to Liv Edwards. It's all the time in the world to look up and send something long. Ambo will give chase. Tam has an angle on it. And she'll just, well, wanted Mackenzie to come out and claim. Not sure if she spilled that or decided that she had to just bundle the ball out of her area. Result is the same though, regardless of the intent. Throw in for Heidelberg United. Janchevsky, back to goal. O'Donoghue goes down under pressure from Rossi, waved away by the official. And then Vakic unable to keep it in. Series of headers, gets it to Mami Ambo, who just throws her right boot at it. So that was Aska Miata, not Mami Ambo. O'Keefe nods it on. Rossi's layoff doesn't find a teammate, only Sarah O'Donoghue. She's forced out towards the touchline, and that will have the desired effect for FV emerging. Yates, ball in her hands, right in front of her broadcast position. A number of junior Matildas on the park for FV emerging today. Yates. It's that ball for Rossi down the touchline. Guerrero for company. Yates closed down by Lockhart. Shielding the ball well from her.
Wide, Bobby, wide, wide.
Miata. Back to Weston. Rossi just lurking. She avoids that pressure and then knocks it long. Well, now the foot race is on, one that's going to be won by Mackenzie, who, with Janchevsky lurking around, just puts the ball out for a throw-in. Good Smith. Doing well to just ask the questions, forcing Heidelberg to reset, and now Clarkson who comes up with it for the hosts. He's coming forward with a bit of steam, and this has been well worked. Well, commentator's curse, literally as I say that, the flag goes up. Fiorina Iaria. Kick off into other games across the NPL Women's Victoria competition today, with another one to come in about 15 minutes or so. As Goodsmith coming across to deny any Janchevsky thoughts of cutting inside. Lockhart's going to wind up from a long way out. And rather simple for Mackenzie. And Brunswick Juventus against Essendon Royals at CB Smith Reserve. It's 1-1 in that game. And at Keilor Park Recreation Reserve. Looks like South Melbourne have taken a 1-0 lead over Calder United. So, two sides battling it out for fourth. Heidelberg and South both up 1-0. Can Heidelberg make it 2-0? Yes, they absolutely can. It's Mami Ambo again. She struck within moments of this game starting. And now she finds room at the top of the emerging penalty area and strikes true again. And just like that, the Burgers give themselves a rather nice 2-goal cushion here at the home of the Matildas. Cries of yes, mamacita from their dugout. And indeed, as I was running you through the goal and the results from around the grounds, Essendon Royals have taken a 2-1 lead over Brunswick Juventus, so all the finals contenders in action, finding themselves ahead with goals in these last few minutes. The Bentley Greens will play ladder-leading Bulleen Lions in a contest which will kick off in around 15 minutes. So on the live ladder, of course, Preston recording a very comfortable 7-1 win over Alamein last night, so that ensures that their healthy goal difference keeps them in second place on the table on 40 points. Essendon going up over Juventus sees them move into 40 points as well. Heidelberg on 38 points with this 2-goal cushion. And South Melbourne, who've been in some adverse form as of late, losing 1-0 to Burundara last week, but currently up over Calder, would move them into 34 points on the live ladder. So all the sides doing their part of the bargain thus far. Edwards left the ball behind. Rossi. It's a good ball around the corner. Now can Emerging take advantage of it? Area keeping it in. Back off for Yates. Cleared away by Miata. Only as far as Yaria, but she just sees the ball get away from her and out for a goal kick. One ball out, won't find Sarah O'Donoghue. Gottis trying to play a 1-2 with Rossi. Sienna Weston stealing it away. Can't find a teammate. The resulting pass. Ricardo out to Tam. Ball bounces off Rakic. Weston gets there ahead of Rossi. Gottis though is going to keep this in. And go around one challenge with rather casual manner. And that it was easy, not that she was taking it easy. But at the end of it all, it will go out for a goal kick. Saratoga turning well. Miata. Left-footed ball to the top of the box. Janczewski bringing it down. Ricardo stealing in front of her, trying to shield it. Going to get cut back. Rakic. Golden opportunity. Can't make proper contact with the shot, as the fourth official indicates that we will have 1 minute of added time, I believe it was, at the end of this opening stanza. Certainly haven't had many stoppages outside of the two Heidelberg goals. Potentially one final opportunity for, well, either side to have a shot, either emerging, getting up the other end quickly, or Heidelberg locking it in. One will bounce off the knee of Alani Janczewski and out for a throw-in. And that will mark the conclusion of this opening 45 minutes at the home of the Matildas. And it is Heidelberg United heading into the sheds with a 2-0 lead delivered to them by their winger, Mami Ambo, striking within seconds of this game commencing, and then towards the tail ends of the opening stanza, sandwiching what has been a productive opening half for Heidelberg United. They're doing their job in the race for the playoffs. 3 important points with just 3 rounds to go after this one. FV emerging. We'll see what sort of response Coach Sante Escudero can cook up at halftime. That will take place in about 15 minutes or so, the opening to the second stanza. You'll have a countdown clock for company until then. Be sure to join us on the other side. Goodsmith. The Tam. Talia playing it forward, one of the new additions off the bench for emerging. She was looking to find Theodora Juric, another one of these new additions, onto the park. Pass didn't come off. It enables the Burgers to come out with the ball, albeit not for long. Ball for Rossi down the flank. There's a few passes of rain beginning to come down again here after first half, mostly played with clouds overhead but no precipitation. Eva Goodsmith. Turning, setting it down to the right flank for the run of Yates. Ball in is a decent one. Bea Bailey with an important punch. Yara was waiting for it at the back post. And the ball will roll out for a Heidelberg throw-in. On track for what would be their 12th win of the campaign. Up 2-0 here in the second stanza. That would double their total from last season, with 3 games remaining. There's Vlahopoulos just shooting something into the penalty area. Lock up potentially the intended target. Said it's going to roll all the way through to Chloe McKenzie. Talia going back to her keeper. Heidelberg's run home after this. Brunswick, Juventus, the Bentley Greens, and then they'll finish the campaign against Preston. So 2 games against sides mired in a relegation battle to come in the next fortnight for the Burgers after this one. And then they end the season against Preston, and that one should be interesting because every chance that that game could be to decide who will host the final. Preston probably hoping it can be them going for a Premier's plate as well, albeit something will have to go wrong for Bulleen to let that slip from their grasp. Preston, well, thumping 7-1 win over Alamein last night. And unlike Heidelberg and most of the rest of the league, they won't be off next week. They've got the Nike FC Cup final against the Bulleen Lions. 2 packs of Lionesses going at it, Preston Lions and Bulleen Lions. As well, the offside flag was raised, but the advantage instead will be awarded as the ball goes through to Mia Bailey. Preston's run home after that, though, well, it's not for the faint of heart. They'll have FC Bulleen Lions in the Nike FC Cup final, and the week later they'll travel to the Benito Club to face Coach Caitlin Friend's side in league action. Then they'll host the Essendon Royals, who themselves will be pushing to host the home final. And then that aforementioned contest against Heidelberg United. Preston undoubtedly, of all the sides in the playoff race, have the most difficult schedule. Albeit the Lionesses will no doubt feel as though the form that they're in, well, they're not trapped in here with their opponents. Their opponents are trapped in here with them. The Royals, meanwhile, up over Brunswick Juventus in their game, taking place this afternoon. As that ball is whipped in, cleared away by Liv Edwards. O'Donoghue can't continue the clearance work. Sliding challenge, though, is a good one. Rakic scans before sending it forward to Vlahopoulos. And then Mamiambo wanted the ball played in, and she's going to get it. Foot race is on between her and Ocado. She's going to get there first. Tried to find Lockhart, deflected away. And then the dinked ball forward. We can see the thinking behind it, just the execution and the psychic connection between her and Lockhart, letting the Burgers down as it goes through to Mackenzie. Essendon's run home. Fortnight's time, they'll host the Bentley Greens, then travel to Preston before finishing their season against Alamein. South Melbourne facing Calder today, and then in a fortnight's time they've got Box Hill at home. They will travel here to the home of the Matildas to take on FV Emerging, and then they'll end the season at home against Brunswick Juventus. Brunswick Juventus possibly playing for their survival in the top flight at that point. It's them, the Bentley Greens and Calder United engaged in a three-way battle to avoid one of the two relegation places. Goodsmith on the ball now for Emerging, sliding it across to Juric. Rain definitely beginning to come down now as Hiaria carrying the ball inside. Her shot takes a deflection and bounces through to Bailey. Barrero to Lockhart, central to Janchevsky. Still the second leading scorer in FV Emerging history, Alana Janchevsky, as she had her shirt pulled there but kept going. Advantage played before she's bundled over, and that'll be a free kick. So Heidelberg preparing a change as well. The paperwork has been delivered. It'll have to wait until after this free kick, however. Looks as though it's going to be a shot. So you've got Alana Janchevsky and O'Donoghue standing over it. Liv Edwards is down behind play, receiving treatment. Coming across to receive some instructions from Coach Sven Smil before, well, barking to the rest of the side. We're 2-0 up. Let's start to play. As Liv Edwards will be escorted off by the trainer on that far side of the park. One wonders if that will change the thinking of that substitution that was going to be made by the Burgers. So I think the trainer just might have waved across that Edwards' day might be done. We'll keep an eye on that one. Meanwhile, Barrero and Vlahopoulos have also come across to take part in this Burger conference over the free kick for making way. So you've got Sarah O'Donoghue and Janchevsky standing over it. O'Donoghue from long way out, and it bounced awkwardly right in front of Chloe Mackenzie, but she made the grab, made the climb. Rakic, though, getting the sliding challenge across to O'Donoghue. Burgers forced all the way back to Bailey. Goes long in the O'Donoghue direction. Juric at her back. Rakic is passed to Vlahopoulos. O'Donoghue on the march, and that's a good ball through for Mamiambo, but Ocado, aware of the danger, crossing a flash to put the ball away. Denying the Japanese attackers' thoughts of steaming through and looking for a hat-trick. And now, Liv Edwards will make way. It's going to be a double change. So Daniela Galluccio coming onto the park. She scored against Emerging back in round 8. And then it's going to be a Heidelberg debut when she gets her necklace off for Viva Gora, the Kiwi, the youngster. Into the side, it's Vlahopoulos who's come off as well. So Vlahopoulos and Edwards off. Both sides now having turned to their bench. Ascamiata trying to slide it through, and it's going to get to O'Donoghue, who puts an effort just wide of the post. So Goda has gone out to the right wing, Galluccio centre back. Emerging's 2 changes, Juric in the centre of the midfield. And Italia, who couldn't chase that one down in at left back. Janchevsky flicking it on for Donahue, who was able to get away from the sliding challenge of Juric. Got her. One way and then the other. Has sold Janchevsky into a bit of Goodsmith trouble, but she was able to rise to the task. Scamiata, her shot blocked. Janchevsky, top of the box. And another effort. Flashes wide of that post. 2 in quick succession for Heidelberg. But the Burgers potentially smelling blood in the water, creating a few more shooting opportunities. Going in search of further goals. We've been talking about this playoff race and the 5 sides still in contention for those 4 places. 4 really battling for 3 with Bulleen out on top of the league. And in races such as this, when the margins can be ever so tight, goal difference can prove such a crucial factor. It's why Preston's recent thumping wins have been so important. Effectively, they've set their goal difference so high that it's effectively half a point at this point. And if you're Heidelberg United, you do want to go out there and do everything you can to just bolster it, because you never know. Have to defend now, though, is Emerging with a corner in, and it's a free header that's going to find the net. And set pieces coming back to haunt the Burgers. Emerging get the free header at the top of the box. The marking not there at all. And it's now 2-1 here at the home of the Matildas. And all of a sudden, just moments ago discussing how maybe Heidelberg smelt blood in the water with a series of quick-fire chances. Emerging, getting a goal back and immediately forcing the turnover. So Italia trying to carry the ball forward. O'Donoghue getting in front of her. Poppy O'Keefe across to Jade Tam. There's a bit of space here for Yates to operate in. Across the face, looking for Rossi. Sienna Weston getting in front of it. And here we go. Can the Burgers improve on moments ago where they allowed a free header? And an update from Kingston Heath. Bulleen have taken a 1-0 lead over the Bentley Greens. of the box low. The ball whipped in. Ricardo with the free header. Bailey not the most convincing of punches. A couple of changes coming through. Well, another change from FV emerging. Rossi coming off the park. Aitken coming on. For grabs in the middle of the park. Niata knocked it on in the Lockhart direction. Keely Lockhart advancing forward across the face. Looking for Mami Ambo. Kenzie got a vital touch on it. Barrero. Yates coming across to get in her face. Donahue ball forward for Ambo. Jurich winning it back for emerging. Good Smith clashes with O'Donoghue in the resulting spillage of the ball. It goes to Aitken. Yaria shakes off the challenge from Rakic. Low ball to the top of the box. Niata was getting back with a head of steam. Got her. Kiwi nutmegs the first challenge and then tries to just body the second away, but Aitken stood her ground. It's coming back for offside. Down to Janczewski. It's a good ball for Lockhart. Is this the third? Now it is. Janczewski, Lockhart, 3-1. Heidelberg United, the 2-goal buffer restored at the home of the Matildas. Lockhart gets her 11th of the season. Moving into equal 4th on the Golden Boot race. And emerging, haven't given themselves hope. Falling down in the first half to a Mami Ambo brace. Getting one back with a free header for Isabella Ricardo from a corner. Find themselves just a bit further down the mountain, needing to climb back up again. Ricardo gets us restarted with a free kick across the Tam. Digging the ball into the box and Clancy Westerway swinging a boot at it. Would have been intrigued to see where that went had she made contact. She didn't know. Mia Bailey coming up with it. Westerway now trying to apply the pressing pressure up front. And, well, she's rewarded for her endeavour. Ball put into touch by Galicio. So Talia can get us restarted. Referee Daphne Ganaris has spied something that she doesn't like. Galicio whipping the ball forward. Got a touch on it. I couldn't chase it down. Yaria. Laying off backwards for Tartaglia. Escamieta getting it to Janchevsky. Goodsmith getting a body on her. Janchevsky does well to get it to Lockhart. Does equally well to send it out to the flank for Mamiambo. First time ball, looking for the runner Miata. Cleared away. Coach Sven Smell just giving some instructions to Mia Bailey. Just next time, if the option's not there, just hoof it long, route one. It's enough to warm my English heart. Janchevsky turning. Left-footed effort. Was blocked enough to prevent it from challenging Mackenzie in the emerging goal. Got her getting across. Trying to make an impression in her first appearance for Heidelberg. To Miata. Ambo. Miata again, scanning. Sure she can retain possession. Rakic. Maria coming across with a challenge and sending it out for a throw-in. So around the grounds, it's still 3-1 here at the home of the Matildas. Heidelberg United up over FV Merging. And it's CV Smith Reserve. Essendon still with a 2-1 lead over Brunswick Juventus. South Melbourne have grabbed a second and are now 2-0 up over Calder United at Keelan Park Recreation Reserve. And the Bentley Greens have found an equaliser in their clash against Bulleen. So that's certainly interesting on the live ladder. What's a 6-point buffer for Bulleen? Now 4 points with a draw against Bentley. And that's a good ball through, but potentially makes it look better than it was because Clancy Westaway was in an offside position. So Bulleen don't tend to draw games. They've only drawn one game all season heading into this round, but currently find themselves locked up at 1-1 with relegation threatens Bentley Greens. Natalia coming forward for emerging, close down, into throw-in. As news filters through that the Royals have a third. And there's a double change coming for emerging. Amelia Ingalls and Samira Rachapi coming in. Jade Tam, one of the players that will make way for Ingalls. Rachapi will enter in place of Poppy O'Keefe. Tartaglia, high ball to the top of the box, laid off for Goodsmith. She's closed down by O'Donoghue, goes across to Tartaglia. Yaria carrying it inside with a bit of intent. Tried to loft it in behind the Berger backline, knocked away. Goodsmith. Getting the play moving across to Yates. She's gone back to right back with Tam's exit. Cardo. Tartaglia. Yaria skips around the rackets challenge. O'Donoghue coming across. She gets away from her. But not the challenge of Sienna Weston. Ambo can't turn it around the corner, and that will enable emerging to try to build up. Goodsmith, though, was challenged quickly, but shot full of endeavour as she challenges Janchevsky. The clash shows through as she's able to get the ball to Ambo, and then an attempted ball in behind for Lockhart. She just shakes off the shove from Ingalls, and then a ball that is going to find its way to Asuka Miata. Heavy touch, cut back looking for Goddard, who was able to flick it in on goal, but Mackenzie reacts and collects. Goodsmith. Challenged by Ambo, who gets it across to Lockhart at the top of the box, opening up the angle. Putting it wide. In search of a hand trick. Mummy Ambo. Radar just wayward on that occasion, as was that attempted touch by Galluccio. Will give FV Emerging a throw-in. Which Galluccio promptly sends back. Yates gains all of half a metre on the second attempt. Sending it to Accardo. Good ball to Juric, who in turn sends Rachapi on a run down the right. In which Asuka Miata is there to just shepherd the ball across the line for a goal kick. Burgers remain on track for an important win. It really has been a remarkable mid-season turnaround for Heidelberg. They were at sixes and sevens, losing players in the mid-season window. Coach resigning mid-season, but Sven Smiles has taken over and really has reinvigorated this side. Janchevsky! Long-range effort straight at Mackenzie. They've won 4 games coming into today, Heidelberg United. Look set to make it 5, so they are finding form at just the point of the season in which you really need to. A 2-1 win that they were able to secure against South Melbourne. Potentially a season-defining result for both they and their long-time rivals. sees the Burgers now in a commanding position to play finals football. As Galluccio sends it back to Bailey. Weston. Just away in the vicinity as Weston and Bailey combine. Ambo's header over the top. Doesn't find anybody wearing yellow. Fiorina Yaria was in an offside position when she received that one. Ball up for grabs in the middle of the park. Miata flicking it across and then cleaning up to Italia, but no foul. That one will be though. Ambo knocking over Long Aitken. And Daphne Ganaras just telling the players where a foul took place. Angles to take and send it back to Eva Goodsmith. To Bella Ricardo. Across to Yates. Closed down by Lockhart. Got the pass away before the sliding challenge though. Barrero winning it back for the Burgers. Trying to exploit the space in behind, emerging as they throw numbers forward. But Ricardo picking it out. To the top of the box, straight at Aska Miata, who had time to recover and knock it forward. And that will be a handball. It was converging quickly. Not sure Weston was cognizant of just how rapidly. Heidelberg won't be punished. They work the ball back to Mia Bailey. It goes along with it. Lockhart's in the vicinity. Got the head on it. Sent it skyward. And then got the second ball. Jancheski on it. Trying to work her way through. Jancheski into the box across for Godel. Looking for a goal on debut. But the touch is heavy. And the attack promptly breaks down. Aitken knocking the ball across. Yaria taking the ball away from Rakic. Who's sliding challenge. Will go out for a corner. Certainly did come off the shins of Iaria, but our assistant over on that far side had a good angle on it, determining, well, must have determined that it had crossed the line beforehand. So we've seen one free header for Ricardo already, resulting in a goal from the corner on this side. That ball to the top of the 6-yard box, bit of miscommunication between Miata and Bailey, but the punch away came anyway. Miata looking up, seeing Rakic, whose ball intended for the central O'Donoghue. It's close down. Has gone half-time in the Bentley Greens Bulleen game, and Bulleen restoring their lead just before the half-time whistle went. Goal in the first minute of added time. 2-1 to Coach Cantley for inside in that game. In this one, meanwhile, Jancheski trying to work the ball forward. The sliding challenge of Goodsmith. Preventing that. Ball in behind. Lucio giving chase and claiming it. And the offside flag went up. And I think advantage has been played. Yep, play will continue without the stoppage. If Heidelberg to send it straight out, but that will give them the scope to make a change, and it's Mamiambo who will make way. Bitsios will replace her on the park. Former FE emerging prospect. Now entering the fray with her former side, down 3-1 against her new outfit. Goodsmith receives the ball and sending it across out to the left flank, the area. Just lofting a ball towards that back post, hoping for an arriving Yates to get on it, but couldn't turn on the afterburners and arrive before Mia Bailey falls on it. Heidelberg seemingly content to defend this 3-1 lead, maybe get something in transition, but we're not seeing them really apply much forward pressure anymore in these last exchanges. That's coming from FE emerging. Lara Aitken working against Rakic. Rakic, the victor of that exchange. Got her. Nice little turn on Ingles. And she's got Lockhart to her left. O'Donoghue on her right. Left the ball behind though. Couldn't find either. Janczewski getting up. Winning it back. Miata trying to turn. Turned into trouble. Still able to keep the ball. Rakic. Galuccio all the way back to Bailey. As the Burgers will reset. Confirmation that we'll have 2 minutes of time. And on to the end of this one. Remains 3-1 in Essendon's game against Brunswick Juventus. So the Royals on track to claim a win, as is South Melbourne. 2-0 up in the 86th minute of their clash with Calder United. 3-1 here at the home of the Matildas. Turnover high up the pitch. Lockhart, sliding challenge, but she goes back to get the ball. O'Donoghue flashes an effort on the wrong side of the near post. Well, up the flank, the area is going to give chase. Space to operate in. Weston coming across to close it down. Goal kick. Throw into Heidelberg, chance to maybe have one final attempt to bolster their lead. Talked about the goal difference before. It'll be 2 better after this game. I'd love to make it 3. Before they get a fortnight off as the league observes the Nike FC Cup and Doherty Cup finals. And that was all that was written here at the home of the Matildas, Heidelberg United. Mission accomplished. Needed 3 points to keep their push for the finals on track. And 3 points is exactly what they will leave Bandura with. First half brace to Mamiambo. Had them secure a 2-goal buffer heading into the halftime break. It was reduced to 1 by a free header from Isabella Ricardo from a corner, but then it was restored by Keely Lockhart's 11th of the campaign. So the Burgers getting the job done on a day where all the finals aspirants have done so. The Royals and South Melbourne winning as well. Preston doing so the night prior. We'll see Balloon Lions up over the Bentley Greens. So setting up another intriguing set of matches when the NPL Women's Victoria competition resumes in a fortnight's time. As mentioned though, next week we've got the Doherty Cup final, the Nike FC Cup final. They will be broadcast from the main pitch of the home of the Matildas on the Football Victoria YouTube page. Be sure to tune into those games. Should be absolute crackers. But for now, from the home of the Matildas, we will leave you with the final score having been FC Emerging 1, Heidelberg United 3. My name has been Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company. Thanks and success.